thinking it could be enough for me. He could be my ticket inside, and in the meantime, all the colors I could try. Well, I woke up as a singer, thinking it could be enough for me. He could be the ticket to my pride. In the meantime, all the lullabies. So we'll see. Maybe this'll be how they remember me, and we'll see. Maybe this'll be just another way to fall from glory. Well, I woke up as a writer, thinking it could be enough for me. He could be the ticket I haven't tried, and in the meantime, all the stories I could write. So we'll see. Maybe this'll be how they remember me, and we'll see. Maybe this'll be just another way to fall from glory. Thank you. Well, thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me here today. I've been looking forward to it, and it's a great honor to be here, so thank you. I'm Ida Jo, and I have Scott Lamps, who's playing with me. And like they mentioned, I started violin when I was very young, and music has always been, you know, what makes me happy and what I guess my purpose is and what I love. So I studied music all through college, and when I graduated, I did what any responsible adult does. I started thinking about how to make some money with it. And so I started asking myself questions like, how do I get people to come to my shows? And how do I get people to listen to my music, to download my music? And how do I get people to like me? And what I kind of realized by doing that was that suddenly my happiness and my sense of fulfillment was based on other people's reactions to me. So I kind of stopped and asked myself, you know, well, why am I doing this? And the answer was what it's always been my whole life, which was because it makes me happy and because I love it. So when I kind of stopped and realized that, you know, I already had what I wanted and I was already doing what I wanted, I realized that everything was all of a sudden very backwards, that I was making myself kind of unhappy and frustrated with all these reactions to me instead of just recognizing that I was doing what I wanted and that I was, in fact, quite happy doing it. And when I realized these tendencies in myself, I started realizing them a lot in other people. And I noticed that culturally, I think we put so much emphasis on what we want and what we think we need, and not a whole lot of emphasis on what we already have and what we already have that's making us happy. So on that note, I'd like to share a poem with you now that I wrote with this kind of idea in mind. So I have a right to take care of myself, a right to maintain my health, a right to know my morals and act accordingly, a right to follow through, a right to believe in my country, which is just a community of people who have a right to believe that we are all capable of a right to our own responsibilities. I have a right. A right to be joyful, a right to self, a right to be truthful, a right to love, a right to be great, and a right to a future in which I create, a right to evolve, a right to work at what I can find, and a right to an open mind. I have a right to be peaceful, a right to stay calm, a right to do the best I can, a right to be the best I can, because greatness is and can only be self-made. Well, this is what I've had to do since long before even I knew. Like a mother knows her child, like a river running free, I'll never stop. It's all I've got to give. Well, this is what I've had to do since long before I could tell you. Like secrets never keep, and like there's no escape from destiny, I'll never stop. It's all I've got to give. I'll never stop. It's all I've got to give. I'll never stop. It's all I've got to give. This is what I've had to do. Thank you. Thank you. We're just going to play one more song for you, but I'd like to just mention a couple of things before we do that. I have 4 albums out right now, and all of them are Name Your Price on my website, which 0 is a completely valid price, just to clear that up. So free music if you're interested. And also, I'm in the works with a project that will be released this fall with an organization called Masterpiece. And Masterpiece is a global organization, if you haven't heard of it, whose mission is to inspire everyone, everywhere, to use his or her talents for creating peace building and togetherness. So I have a mailing list if you're interested in learning more about that and keeping up with that. So this will be our last song. Thanks so much for listening. It's been a pleasure to play for you. This is called Who You Are. Come on, little girl, and sit down next to me. Mama's gonna tell you how things are gonna be. Life is just a story, you make it up as you go. There's only one thing you really need to know, that as life changes, know who you are, what you want, it never be far. Even when you feel there's nothing left, you will always have yourself. So as life changes, know who you are. Well, there were times in my life I didn't want to see that sometimes lonely is the only place to be. Those people made choices I couldn't understand. All that really mattered was knowing who I am. So as life changes, know who you are, what you want, it never be far. Even when you feel there's nothing left, you will always have yourself. So as life changes, know who you are. So as life changes, know who you are, what you want, it never be far. Even when you feel there's nothing left, you will always have yourself. So as life changes, know who you are. Thank you so much.